Hey all, this is another video I'd like to do that lessons learned or things that I'm learning as a content creator. My podcast is called Bras Off. Hope you guys watch it or listen to it. But the great thing about being a content creator, and I've been creating content for business, for other things that I've done in my life for many, many years. And so there are lots of tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way, and I want to share them with you. So today I really want to talk about how to bring your personality to the camera. Because oftentimes when people create content, they're trying to be like someone else. You see a creator who's doing great and you want to emulate what they do. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, you want to be like and sound really polished on camera because you want to look good, you want to sound good, you want to sound smart. And I want to say, you know what? Forget all of that. The most important thing that you can do is to bring your unique personality to your content. People are going to fall in love with you. So let's talk about how we do that. How do we get people to fall in love with us? The first thing I want you to think about is I don't want you to be overly polished. You see me, I'm looking at a laptop screen right now. I use a lot of words like really. I use really a lot. I talk with my hands sometimes. I will use slang. I might cuss a little bit, because that's me. That's the same Jennifer that you're going to get out on the street or having fun at a luncheon or even here. And I'm even creating content with my dogs who are barking in the background. Now, that's not necessarily polished, but that's real. And I think people can relate to that. And what you're trying to do is create relatable content and want people to fall in love with you. So I don't want you to be overly prepared. The other thing I want you to do is think about your favorite comedians, creators, or artists, and think about why you like them. And it's typically not because they're prim and proper. It's because they're relatable and they sound like normal people. At least that's who I like. So for example, I love Mariah Carey. Have you ever watched a Mariah Carey interview? This woman is so unbothered by life. It cracks me up because I just feel like if I saw Mariah Carey in the street, this is exactly what I would get. It's the realness for me. I really like it. I mean, sometimes she's a little shady. Sometimes she's really out of touch. She's like, "Oh, I don't count age and years and, I don't know her and this stuff." But the thing about Mariah Carey is she's a diva. She's unbothered and she's exactly who she is. And that's why I like her. And I think if you think about your favorite artists, actors, comedians, and you see them in interviews, that's probably what you're resonating with too. They're relatable and they're real. So I want you to think about you. Ask your friends or, think about how you are with your friends and your family and bring that vibe to the camera. Don't worry about messing up. Don't worry about flubbing your words. Don't worry about doing something stupid. In fact, those are the moments that people actually like the best. Your audience does not want perfection. They want you. So make sure you're bringing yourself to the camera. Okay, so how do you translate this? Like I told you the why and I gave you a couple tips, but let's get deep into it. Think of your audience as a group of your best friends. So even as I'm talking to you now, in my head, I've got my girls sitting across from me, and in actuality, Crystal's behind the camera. So I get to, see her. I think that's Crystal. No, that's Sean. Sorry. The computer screen's blocking his head, but there are people that I know who are behind the camera, so I feel like I'm actually having a conversation with them. Also, if you talk to my friends, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's Jennifer. She's chatty. Sometimes she talks too fast. She says really a lot, all that good stuff." So think about your friends sitting right behind the camera and not like this whole audience of people who are judging me. Oh my gosh. No, you're having a conversation with your girl. And I practice too because I do want to be practiced but not polished. And I will practice with my dogs, with anyone who I think is like kind of a cool person or someone I'm having a conversation with. So it's okay to be practiced, but just not overly polished and do it in a way where the real you can come out. Another way I do this is I use an outline, not a script. So some people will use a teleprompter, and I know there's some cool little, teleprompter apps and that kind of thing. And that can be helpful. But to me, when you practice with an outline versus a script, it allows you to go off script without you feeling like, oh man, I screwed up. Or it allows you to like insert some stories that come to you in the moment, like the Mariah Carey thing. It allows you to bring some personality and laugh and joke and make mistakes and be more real. So use an outline and not a script. And like I said, tell stories. Stories are great. I could tell you a fun story about when I was in this high school program. I was giving speeches all the time, and I realized the ones that hit the most were the ones where I was like using chicken soup from the soul books and telling stories about me and my friends at camp and that kind of thing. So use stories to interject a little bit of your own personality and fun and reference to it because people will really like that too. And finally, I say use your normal words. Use your words, folks. Regular vocabulary. This is not the time to break out your GRE words because, again, you want to come off as relatable and fun and you. So if you use hella in a sentence like, yeah, that was hella good, use it. If you cuss a little bit, as long as you're staying within your social media's guidelines, you drop an F-bomb if you need to. But I want you to come to the camera exactly as you are, because that's what people are going to love about you. So if you check out the Bras Off podcast, you will notice there are times where my co-host Fiorella, who's from New Jersey, and I will jokingly say, "Oh, the Jersey came out," because she's like, "What you gonna do with blah?" And the Jersey comes out. There are times where I'll make some really crass jokes, but that's me. That's what you get. And I think that's the thing that people really love about our podcast. It's about being authentic. It's about being you. And the more practice and the more reps you get in, the more comfortable that's going to feel. And you'll also see people respond to you better. So good luck. I'm excited to see your personality on camera.